Okay, go ahead, Lauren.
Hi, my name is Lauren Watts, and so glad that you're all here today. I'm a nurse practitioner and a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus Company, and it's my pleasure to introduce the lovely Loretta Wilkins and Emily Wicker. They're both amazing individuals. To start, Loretta Wilkins, she's a mom of three, married to Scott. She has her bachelor's in psychology and business, and she's also a certified personal and wellness coach and executive marketing director with Juice Plus Company. And then we have Emily Wicker, who is a homeschooling mom of four from Columbia, South Carolina, has a master's in counseling, and is a qualified national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. But more importantly, they're amazing women. They are my dear friends, and they've helped me out through so many times, especially with the loss of my daughter, Leah. And I'm just so excited that you're here today to learn how important it is to feed yourself with good nutrition. I know it's so important to me in my health with my grief, and I'm so looking forward to them sharing their wealth of knowledge in health and hope. So thank you. So happy you're here today.
Awesome, Lauren. Thank you so much. And my name's Emily Wicker. Like Lauren said, I am a homeschool mom of four in Columbia, South Carolina. And I just want to welcome you to this call tonight. We are so excited to share some health and hope and all around the mind wellness connection. We know there are so many struggles in our world with mindset, with mental struggles that people have, and with our bodies. And it's all so connected together. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we will get started. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, cool. Awesome. There it goes. Okay, so wanted to start here with my beautiful family, my husband Matt and my four wonderful children. We are hiking here, and this is my why. This is why I want to live life to the full, and I want to help people live life to the full as well. And my dream started about 15 years ago when I was getting my master's in counseling. I just thought, and I was very interested in nutrition at the time, and I thought, why couldn't we combine nutrition and counseling together? Why couldn't I do that? Because I could see the impact that nutrition had on mental health and mental wellness. And at the same time, I wanted to be a homeschool mom. So, how can I combine these two things together so that I could see people heal holistically, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and then um, and then be at home with my kids at the same time, little knowing that 15 years later this would be where we are today, and that I do get to do that, and I love seeing lives changed. So fast forward from that dream till about 7 years ago, and I was overwhelmed, I was exhausted, I was at a loss. I was just could not know how to take care of my family in the best way, and I was needing naps. We had some health struggles. So I want to share with you tonight some things that really brought me from that place of being overwhelmed and exhausted to a place of passion, purpose, and peace of mind. And what I've discovered, I hope will be an encouragement to you and help you on your journey as well. So, the three things I want to talk about tonight are healthy habits that impact our mindset and our outlook on life. Secondly, how our gut health is so important and the gut brain connection. And then, thirdly, what we can do to feed and take care of our gut so that we can help our mindset to be more what we want it to be. So, the first thing is we all are just facing a lot of stress in our lives, and chronic stress causes disease. It causes things like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, anxiety, depression, a weakened immune system. And how do we combat that chronic stress? I think there are three ways that I've really discovered that have helped me to have a healthy mindset, a positive mindset each day. And the first one is self care. I realized that as a mom, I need to take care of myself first so that I can take care of others. And we need to take care of ourselves so that we can be the people that we're called to be and live the life to the full that we're called to live. So, some of the things I do for self care are I love to exercise. It doesn't have to be anything super strenuous, but even just taking a walk, um, moving your body reduces stress. Also sleep. This is one I struggle a little bit with, but you need 7 to 8 hours of good sleep every night in order to be mentally aware and to heal your body through that sleep and to feel ready for your day. Also, relaxation. We tend to work and be busy all the time, but to stop, to take a moment, to rest, to take a nap, to take a day off. I really believe that we need one day off a week. We were designed for that. And then some other things that I really like to do is I love being outside and taking walks. And actually, in Japan, doctors will prescribe forest bathing to their patients. So, forest bathing is literally just going out and taking a walk in the woods. And we all know how hearing the birds and seeing the trees can just reduce that stress, and just help us feel so much more joyful and hopeful. Another thing that we can do for our bodies with self care is grounding. Most of us walk around with shoes on, we're inside a lot, but being connected to the earth and the electromagnetic field of the earth is really helpful for our body. It actually can reduce inflammation, it can just balance your mood. And so take your shoes off, walk around in the grass, sit down on the grass, let your kids run around and play in the dirt. It's so good for us. Another thing I like to do is Epsom salt baths, and that's just relaxing for the muscles and detoxing. And then deep breathing. We all tend to take very shallow breaths, and we need to breathe deeply every day. Take a big breath in for 4 seconds and hold it for 4 seconds, and breathe out for 4 seconds and hold that for 4 seconds. So, those are some of the things I like to do for self care. Also, my morning routine is so important. And as I put this in place, I've been a better mom, more joyful, more happier, and just ready for my day. I used to just roll out of bed when my kids got up. But if I get up a little bit earlier, if I exercise, take a walk, sometimes it's just doing some jumping jacks and push ups and squats. And then I spend some time reading my Bible, praying and thinking about my day, listening to the Lord, preparing myself for the day. And that is so essential because the way you start your day is going to determine so much of how your day goes. Lastly, for self care, I believe that gratitude and truth are so important. We need to remind ourselves what we are grateful for and the good things in our life. And when you focus on those good things, that is going to lift your mood and make you more joyful and also more open to other good things in your life. Also, truth. We tend to speak negatively to ourselves a lot. And so, speaking truth to ourselves through scripture or through I am statements, I've got some positive affirmations to start your day here on the screen. I will be present at every moment. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am beautiful. Today is going to be a great day. So, speaking truth to ourselves. Now, I want to move into talking a little bit about gut health. 70 million Americans have digestive diseases. This is from Dr. Axe. And more than 40 diseases have been linked to poor gut health, including things like depression, arthritis, IBS, and cancer. And 60 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So you can see how important it is for us to take care of our gut health. So, the gut brain connection, there's a huge connection between what happens in your gut and what happens in your brain and in your mood. Anything that affects the gut will always affect the brain. This is Dr. Charles Majors. Also, we are learning that the gut is a second brain, that there are actually 100 million neurons in your gut that communicate with your brain and have an impact on how you feel about life. Hippocrates says all disease begins in the gut, and I believe that's not only physical disease, but also mental disease and mental illness. So there are two different kinds of bacteria in our gut, good bacteria and bad bacteria. Of course, we want to have more of the good bacteria. The good bacteria are going to send us messages, positive thoughts. The bad bacteria are going to send us negative messages and negative thoughts and cravings. For example, have you ever said or thought, oh, that cake is calling my name or that donut is calling my name? That could be the gut bacteria, the bad bacteria in your gut that's longing for that unhealthy food and asking you to feed it that. Um, Another thing about our gut is that 90% or 95% of our mood regulating hormone serotonin is produced in our gut. So it's extremely important for our mood that we take care of our gut. I love this book by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride on gut and psychology syndrome, and she links a lot of mental illnesses with gut health and really shows you how you can take care of your gut. I would definitely recommend you reading this if you're interested in learning more. I'm going to go a little bit into how to take care of our gut health because what we feed our gut really does matter. We talked about the good and bad bacteria. The bad bacteria in our gut eat sugar, processed foods, refined carbohydrates. So anything packaged or processed, they are going to be so happy. But we don't want to feed them that, right? Because we don't want that bad bacteria. On the other hand, the good bacteria eat only plant fibers found in fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. So that's really what we need to be eating most of. We need to be eating mostly plants because that's going to feed our good bacteria. The other thing we need for our brain health is healthy fats. Our brain is mostly fat, and so having that healthy fat supports your brain function and also your gut health. Bone broth, which we do a lot of in my family, is extremely helpful and healing for the gut. Also, coconut oil, avocado, flax oil, and omegas. We all are deficient in omegas. As a society, we are, is extremely good for not only your gut, but also your brain health. Antioxidants in fruits and vegetables as well protect the brain. So because the brain is mostly fat and fat oxidizes easily, you need lots of raw fruits and vegetables and those antioxidants to protect your brain. And then lastly, some things to avoid. We need to avoid antibiotics, sugar, and processed foods because that's going to feed that bad gut bacteria that is going to negatively impact not only our physical health, but also our mental health. So one thing I do want to address here is don't forget about prebiotics. They are really the pivotal piece. We know a lot about probiotics. Probiotics is adding good bacteria to your gut, but we only know how to isolate a few strains of probiotics, and there are hundreds of different thousands of different good bacteria in your gut. So we need to actually feed our good gut bacteria so that it will grow more. And that's fruits and vegetables, the fibers found in fruits and vegetables. So Time Magazine in 2003 says the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they are so good for you, they could save your life. And I really believe that's true. And that's why I told you, 7 years ago, I was struggling with just feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and at a loss of how to help my family. We were dealing with allergies and chronic ear infections and asthma and low energy and picky eaters, and we were addicted to sugar, and I wasn't really sure what else to do. I was doing most of the right things, cooking from scratch and getting local foods from different farms around the area, but we were still struggling. And so I was so thankful when my mom, who's on the call tonight, thanks mom, introduced me to something called Juice Plus. And I do want to tell you a little bit about it tonight because it bridged the gap for us. It bridged the nutritional gap between what we were eating and what we needed to eat as far as fruits and vegetables. It helped resolve all of those health issues I mentioned. It helped my daughter to start loving fruits and vegetables, which she hated before, and for us to get rid of our sugar craving and start craving healthier foods. And it really took us to a place where I'm living life with passion and purpose and peace of mind, and I'm helping others to do the same. And it's been absolutely amazing. So real briefly, I just want you to know that Juice Plus is one simple change. And I want everyone to know about this because I care about you and I know how much it's changed my life. Juice Plus is concentrated whole food based nutrition from more than 30 fruits, vegetables, berries, grains, and oils. And you can see the beautiful color, the variety, fruits, the quality of Juice Plus. It's grown at the highest, in the best quality conditions, picked at the peak of ripeness. It's the whole fruit or vegetable is Vitamix down into a slurry and then just dried at a low temperature. So all the nutrition, all the enzymes remain intact and then put in a delicious chewy or a capsule. And it's thoroughly research. We have more than 41 gold standard placebo controlled clinical research studies done by major institutions around the world. And it's also third party tested by NSF. So I have peace of mind knowing exactly what is in that gummy that I'm giving my kids. The omegas have been amazing for me, more mental clarity, and for my daughter, helping her to have focus and emotional control because she does struggle with that a little bit. I also use Juice Plus as my prenatal for my fourth, and he is the healthiest of all my kids. He's 4. He's never had antibiotics. He's only had one sick visit his whole life, and I just don't even worry about him. So I'm so thankful to be able to share with you all today. I'm actually going to stop the share, and I am going to turn this over to my amazing mentor and friend, Loretta Koth. She has changed so many lives over the years, and I'm so thankful for her and so thankful that you get to hear from her tonight. You have to unmute, Loretta.
I did. You can switch the host too, because I'll also share. So grateful to be here with you tonight. I don't know about you, but I could have just kept listening to Emily. I mean, as many times as I hear that this topic, you just almost can't hear it enough. And just so appreciative of your expertise and all that you shared. And so my journey goes way back to be as a child. I'm old, probably old enough to be Emily's mom. And so when I was growing up, some of you that are your baby boomers like me, we grew up playing outdoors barefoot all the time, climbing trees. We did not eat to live. We didn't live to eat. We ate to live. It was like, okay, you run in and ate a peanut butter sandwich and an apple and ran back outside. And now we live in this food fest that has created massive addiction to food, wrong foods and bad foods. And they really are affecting our brain health and our emotional health in a not such a good way. But what my focus will be with you tonight is just a little bit different. Mine is as the personal trainer. Okay, I have had the chance to work with hundreds of people on their wellness journeys and and helping them to get fit, a lot of times to lose weight. And what I found over and over and over was that I had to help people work on their mindset before I could help them work on their skill set about what they were doing with their health and nutrition. So if you could just hold on for a second, now I'm going to screen share. Whoops, didn't start from the beginning. Hold on. So we call this a mind wellness connection, how your thinking and nutrition impacts your health. So Emily did a great job of talking about, self-care and the nutrition and why you need that. And I'm going to focus a little bit more, about the battle that goes on between your ears, and just helping you understand there are countless clinical published studies now that lead and show that the way that we think about ourselves and our life and our health and our wellness actually impact our health and wellness. And so want to have each of us realize it is a battle. Okay. Our mind, our heart, emotions, they can be very powerful over what we experience on a health level. And so one of the things that happens is our brains get wired from childhood. So this could go back to Psychology 101 as well, because this can be in many different areas of your life. But, maybe it was how your family viewed food. For me, one of the things was I grew up pretty poor. I had 5 brothers and sisters, or 8 of us in a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom and no shower. And we didn't have a lot of food. I remember us giving my older brother our leftovers, thinking he didn't have quite enough as a growing, strapping teenager playing football. And, I had this brain wired that there might not be enough food. And I can tend to overcook, over prepare. I'm the person that makes food for 4 and there's enough for 10 because my brain got wired that there might not be enough. Your brain might have been wired of eat your plate. You're not a good eater if you didn't clean your plate. And so you just have learned, don't ever stop eating because you've got to clean your plate. So just realize that, we many times have this idea. Maybe you've been overweight for years and your brain tells you, I'm always going to be overweight. I'll never lose the weight. And that is what will dictate a lot of your habits. So I want you tonight to start to realize that you have so much choice in how you define yourself. You do have the power to retrain your brain. That's actually also been proven on literally on ultrasounds where they were able to see the brain waves and actually see a person being able to shut down one lane and rewire a new one. This is actually how we initiate change in our behavior and in our life. So, what is your brain wired for? Is it self-doubt? Is it sabotage? What are you telling yourself? What are you saying to yourself? It is going to matter. So I'm one that in all my team knows a lot of my coaching will be helping you self-discover. I want you to pay attention to your subconscious. Your subconscious is actually driving your actions and your behavior every day, all day. So you have to start to lift them out of the subconscious and put them into your awareness and look them headlong in the eye. You need to like address what your stinking thinking might be and be able to instead build yourself into a warrior when it comes to this topic. You need to have and want to say to yourself that you are worthy of health and wellness. You are capable of making great choices. You want to be the healthiest version of yourself and going to have to be able to affirm that kind of thinking. So, oh, this was supposed to come up one at a time. I don't know what happened there, but choose. And I love some of these points that might help you. Number one, I love this thought, choose your hard. People will tell me all the time, it's really hard to lose weight. It's hard to eat healthy. Well, let's face it, there we go again. That's what you're telling yourself. That's your story. And you're going to have to start to choose your hard. When my sister got cancer and suffered with it for 6 years, it was really, really hard. She died before she was 50 years old. I've watched people with a lot of autoimmune disorders and they suffer with pain and chronic fatigue and they drag themselves through the day. That is hard. I have people that suffer with low energy and, negative thinking. That's hard. Just know that you're going to have to make a choice and it is going to be up to you as well. And I also have learned that it's motivation and willpower are going to wane. You might let's just say you had a birthday party and there was a chocolate cake that sat on your counter and you're just going to have the willpower not to go eat any more chocolate cake. And you do really good all day long. And 8 o'clock at night, the willpower goes away and you go and eat 3 pieces. Okay. You might try to motivate yourself and I'm going to motivate myself to go out for a walk, but really it's not about motivation and willpower. It is really about daily disciplines. It is just about making one small, simple change that you can actually maintain and that you actually begin to want to do. It takes no willpower anymore. I never have to have willpower to make my shake within 30 minutes of rising. It's just a habit. So it's all about developing the habits so that you don't have to keep having motivation and willpower. Number 3, you are what you eat, but is not true. It's you are what you absorb. And so we know that we need, that is such a key. Number 4, this was something I really had to learn myself and teach all of my clients. You expect defeats and setbacks. It was okay if you came to see me for your personal training session on Monday and had blown it on Saturday night. You went to a party, you had pizza, you had a beer, maybe it was just whatever it might have been. You told me you were going to get your walks in, but you didn't. It's inevitable that we will have defeats and setbacks. So just be ready for them. But I love that song. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I think everyone needs to like put that in their eye, on their phone to play to remind yourself that I just get back up. And the more that you work on your consistent habits, the more that you'll be able to get right back on the wagon very quickly. And number 5 is just mantras, developing, sayings and affirmations and things that you're going to say to yourself that are going to be what help get you through. And number 6, striving for progress, not perfection. I think that we spend a lot of time beating ourselves up. And so we need to reframe our thinking. And this leads me to helping you see this a little more clearly. We as people, It is human nature. Actually, Freud, Sigmund Freud, one of the first people to develop the human psychology analysis, he says that the human race has this natural tendency to gravitate towards pleasure and to run and avoid pain. It's what we do on a regular basis. So I love that first picture. Look at the little girl. She's looking at the apple as pain, and she's looking at the little popsicle as pleasure. So how I want you to be thinking about, how are you looking at healthy, being healthy in a healthy lifestyle in terms of pain or pleasure? And all you have to do is begin to reverse it. I'm just going to give some oh shoot, where are my examples? They're not here. All right, I'm going to tell them to you. Hold on one second. So let me go back. Oh, it's on that blank sheet that disappeared, all my points. So what this slide was supposed to tell you is, think about it this way. I think about exercise, and I identify pain with it because I think that I'm too tired. So I'm too tired to exercise. It's painful. But isn't there pleasure in feeling good, having more energy, liking the way that you look? Maybe there's pain and I've got to drink all my water. And I always tell my clients, people tell me, I don't like water. And now as your personal trainer, I tell you, I don't care, drink it anyhow. But in reality, what I want you to say to yourself, instead of thinking that, oh, got to drink all this water and what else can I drink? I want you to think about the fact that God gave us water to live. Every cell in our body needs water. Our brain fog lifts when we drink water. We lose weight when we drink water. Our colons are healthier. Now there's that healthy gut brain connection. So it's all how you're thinking about it. If I think about, I want to stop at the fast food and eat junk food. For me, I think, oh my gosh, I'll be bloated. I'm going to feel terrible. I'm going to gain 2 pounds, and that's not worth it. So it's all about how you're thinking about it. Does that make sense? So I wanted to show you my family, my beautiful son, Cameron, and his wife, Mary, and my daughter, Kristen and Kaylee. And, for me, my journey, I can't not show my family because I'm like Emily. This is my reason so sorry, put that back up. This is my reason for what I do every day, because I was lucky enough that my kids were 5, 6, and 14 when a girl at my church introduced me to Juice Plus. At that time, I was trying to do healthy things. We didn't eat fast food. We didn't drink soda. I was the mom who volunteered to be the party mom, and I would bring cut up kiwis and popcorn and bottled water. And, I knew what we were supposed to be doing, but it was just impossible to accomplish in my home. And my son was dealing with severe allergies. They were telling me now he's borderline asthma. They were wanting to give him shots. He would get upper respiratory infections and have to go on an antibiotic. I didn't understand it. He was the healthiest kid in the family and ate healthy. And then Kristen, the one on the far right with the long brown hair, I had adopted her at birth from a teenage mommy who ate nothing but junk food through an entire pregnancy. And I am convinced today that that is what was the beginning of Kristen having many troubles. It was the lack of in utero health. And that biological mommy today is a severely obese bipolar individual, and her horrible eating habits took a toll. She didn't drink or do drugs or drink alcohol. And so Kristen had rosacea and eczema, sleep problems, couldn't go to the bathroom. And Kaylee, I don't know, she was always my happy sunshine in the room. So weren't having troubles with her, but with Kristen and Cameron, there were. And we got introduced to Juice Plus. It was 20 years ago. This product changed my life. It changed the health picture of Cameron and Kristen and the entire family. Cameron, after 1 year, completely healed severe allergies. Kristen's rosacea and eczema healed after 3 months. And I get to see people's skin improve because fruits and vegetables make you alkaline. And she started to be able to go to the bathroom every day and sleep better at night. And we have never looked back. The best part, they're adults now and they still take all the Juice Plus, and they have never been back to a doctor's for anything. None of them have been on any pharmaceutical drugs since we've been introduced to this amazing product. And I want to introduce the part of the product that I think also played a huge role in the changes that we saw as a family. And that is our nutritional beverage called Complete. It's a powder that you get to mix with either some plant-based milk or water or juice. I prefer almond milk or oat milk myself, and you can turn it into just a shake that you drink, or you could put it in a blender with other foods. This is my healthy way to start the day every single day. Other people, it's lunch, other people, it's a snack, exercise, recovery. But wow, it is loaded with 13 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, and it is a powerhouse of superfoods. And what Emily told you about feeding those prebiotics, this is a big assistance because it has the fiber, both soluble and insoluble, and will help to promote gut health. Great source of also vitamin D and B vitamins with the what mushrooms and other superfoods that we have in here. And if you are a foodie like me who loves to cook, and wants to be more self-sufficient and self-sustaining, you might want to consider our tower gardening for your own growing of fresh raw fruits and vegetables. Mine is growing in the garage right now, all my lettuces and herbs. And in the summer, it will go outdoor and grow anything but a rooted vegetable. So, we invited you here because we care. We care about your health journey, and we just want you to real that the real wealth is not pieces of gold or silver, right? It's health. And we know that being healthy means getting more out of your life. And we want that for each and every one of you that chose to attend tonight. Thank you. Emily, you want to stop the recording and then we can